He was born in South Africa, but destiny called him north. Rejected at home, rebuilt in exile, and reborn as a Scottish icon. How did one man turn heartbreak into history, and become Scotland's all-time try-king? This is the extraordinary story of Duhan van der Merwe, the lion from the south who conquered the north. Welcome back to Skylight Waves, where the untold journeys of champions come to life. If you believe that greatness is forged through struggle, make sure you subscribe, because today, we're uncovering the story of a man who refused to slow down, no matter the odds. Early life. Born on June 4, 1995, in George, South Africa, Duhan van der Merwe grew up surrounded by the ocean's calm and the mountain's quiet strength. At Outeniqua High School, rugby was his language, and competition his comfort zone. Representing the SWD Eagles, he made waves at every youth tournament. At 16, he was already scoring tries at the Grant Como Week, and by 17, he had become one of the most feared names at the Craven Week, scoring 4 tries and earning a spot in the South Africa schools team. Against England and France, he showcased what would later define his career: brutal power, deceptive pace, and unstoppable drive. Even then, the future Scotland star was writing his own story, one run at a time. The roadblocks. After high school, Duhan joined the Blue Bulls Academy in Pretoria. He dominated the under-19 championship, scoring 8 tries in 12 games. But then, injury struck. A major hip operation sidelined him, and his dreams seemed to fade. Months of rehab, loneliness, and doubt followed. Yet, when he came back stronger. Playing for Outeniqua in the Varsity Cup, he exploded, scoring 6 tries in a single match. It was a record-breaking performance that few fans know about today, a hidden glimpse of the superstar waiting to emerge. Montpellier, the near collapse. In 2016, Duhan moved to France to join Montpellier, a club filled with international stars. For many, it was a dream move. For him, it became a nightmare. He later admitted, "It felt like a holiday, the weather was so nice, training was hard but not as hard as it is here." But beneath the sun and glamour, he struggled, with injuries, isolation, and language barriers. He barely played, and at one point, thought his professional career might already be over. That's when fate, and courage, took him north. Edinburgh, the rebirth. In 2017, Duhan signed with Edinburgh Rugby. He even failed his medical, but coach Richard Cockerill believed in what the tests couldn't measure: raw heart. And when Duhan finally took the field, he was electric. With each try, he reclaimed what France had taken from him: his confidence, his joy, his identity. He didn't just play rugby in Scotland. He belonged there. Things you didn't know about Duhan. Before we continue, let's pause for a moment. Because behind Duhan's fame and fearsome power, lie stories even his die-hard fans might not know. Here are 3 rare facts that reveal the man beyond the legend. The holiday that almost ended it all. When he first joined Montpellier, life looked easy: Mediterranean beaches, French luxury, and world-class teammates. But what seemed like paradise was almost his undoing. The lack of structure, language barriers, and homesickness nearly drove him out of the sport entirely. Yet from that breaking point came the hunger that would fuel everything that followed. Cinematic feel: the sun of France almost blinded the young lion, but in the shadows, his resolve was forged. The record hidden in the Varsity Cup. Long before his name echoed through Mayfield, Duhan was rewriting record books in South Africa. Playing for Outeniqua, he once scored 6 tries in a single game, an achievement so rare, it remains one of the highest single-match hauls in Varsity Cup history. Cinematic feel: a dusty college pitch in Pretoria, no crowd, no cameras, just destiny unfolding quietly. The unexpected entrepreneur. Off the pitch, Duhan's passion takes an unexpected turn, into whiskey. Alongside teammate Pierre Schoeman, he launched his own whiskey venture, a nod to his adopted Scottish heritage and the art of patience. Cinematic feel: on Saturdays, he's Scotland's thunder on the wing. On Sundays, he's the craftsman, pouring spirit into bottles, and legacy into time. The Scottish Dream. In 2020, after 3 years in Edinburgh, Duhan became eligible to represent Scotland, and the rest is history. On his debut against Georgia, he scored. In his very first Six Nations, he scored the match-winning try that gave Scotland their first victory at Twickenham since 1983. From that day, he became a national hero. In the 2021 Six Nations, he was the tournament's top try-scorer. And by 2024, he had overtaken Stuart Hogg to become Scotland's all-time leading try-scorer. Every run, every tackle, every finish, a reminder that the heart of a South African beats proudly beneath a Scottish jersey. The Lion returns. In 2021, Duhan's rise reached another summit, selection for the British and Irish Lions tour to South Africa. He became Lion number 841, scoring on debut against Japan, and starting all 3 tests against the Springboks. The boy from George had returned home, not as a prospect, but as a predator. In 2025, he was chosen again, this time for the Lions tour to Australia, proof that his legend continues to grow. Personal life, a love beyond the game. Behind every sprint, every try, and every roar of the crowd, there's a quiet heartbeat that keeps Duhan van der Merwe grounded. For all the fire he brings to the field, his greatest calm comes from one person, his wife, Nika. Their story isn't one of overnight fame or fairy tale luxury, it's one built on distance, patience, and unshakable belief. They met long before the spotlight found him. When Duhan was still fighting to prove himself, struggling through injuries, uncertainty, and the lonely climb of a rugby career far from home, Nika was there. While he chased dreams across continents, she was the anchor that reminded him who he was beneath the jersey. In 2023, their journey came full circle as the two said, "I do," marking a new chapter not just in his career, but in his heart. Friends and teammates say that Duhan's fiercest performances often come after Nika's words of encouragement, a small text, a phone call, or a reminder that no matter the score, he's already won in life. Away from rugby, Duhan loves the quiet things, road trips through the Scottish countryside, a home-cooked meal, a dog walk at dusk. For a man who's built his reputation on speed, the moments he cherishes most are the ones that slow the world down. Because for Duhan van der Merwe, love isn't a distraction from the game, it's the reason he plays it with such heart. From the quiet fields of George to the thunder of Mayfield. From surgeries and setbacks to silverware and history. Duhan van der Merwe's story isn't just about tries. It's about triumph, the kind that begins when everyone stops believing but you. He wasn't supposed to make it. But that's exactly why he did. Thank you for watching Skylight Waves, where the untold journeys behind the legends come alive. If Duhan's story inspired you, hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Is Duhan van der Merwe the most unstoppable winger in world rugby today?